Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about, in my opinion, what the most beautiful zodiac sign is. I'm not just talking strictly appearance, and I don't want, if I don't mention your sign as being the most beautiful, which is going to be like 11 out of 12 people on average, don't be offended, and please don't leave disparaging, insulting remarks and be defensive, because there's other elements in a horoscope which can go into a person's attractiveness, can factor in, such as Venus in the first house or conjunct the ascendant, Venus conjunct the sun, for example. So anyway, the first I'm going to go in order of the signs, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the different signs, and I'll save that the one I think is the most beautiful for last. So anyway, the first sign of Aries. Now Aries is ruled by Mars, so Aries can often give off maybe I guess you could say some kind of attractiveness about them, maybe more sexy perhaps than anything, because Mars is the planet that rules it, and Mars, as you know, is associated with sex. And I think it's more Aries can be attractive, but it's more connected with more, I think, of a sexy look as opposed to anything else. Now the next sign I'm going to go talk about is Taurus. Now Taurus is ruled by Venus. Now Taurus is can very well qualify as the most attractive sign. I don't believe it is, because Taurus, the thing with them is, now many Taurians can have a strong build, or sun, moon, ascendant, more sun and moon, because that's really the appearance, I believe, in my opinion. But if somebody has a Taurus in one of these placements, they may have a stocky look. They may be attractive, but I think sometimes the heaviness can maybe factors in a little bit, and I think for that reason I don't put them at number one as far as the most attractive sign. They may be one of them, but I don't think it's the most. Now if we look at the next sign, Gemini. Now Gemini can often be thin, tall. They could have even features, sometimes lengthy, but even features. Can have a good look. I believe to them, a good countenance, a good complexion. I don't see them as being the most attractive, though, but they can be right up there, I would say. Now the next sign, Cancer. Well, Cancer in many astrological textbooks is known as fair and beautiful. Now Cancer is a sign that can be attractive, I believe. I think the thing about Cancer is the round visage, often in appearance, will make maybe a tiny dent in this as far as being the most attractive. The women are often very feminine that have Cancer, as far as the sun or ascendant. But the next sign I'm talk about is Leo. Now, as most of you know, Leo is very dignified, very flamboyant. Even Leos that may not be attractive, they often, there's something in their appearance can attract attention. If you look at Heidi Klum, she has Leo rising. She's obviously very beautiful. Her hair is almost is kind of like a mane, the way it frames the face. Leos can have a very captivating look. I don't think on average it is the most attractive sign, but they definitely can attract attention, and they and some of them are really can really radiate with beauty because of this, I believe, because of their charismatic and magnetic quality about them and their appearance. Now the next sign, Virgo. We know Virgo can be very meticulous about how they dress, very scrupulous this way. They can often have a very neat appearance. Features on Virgo can often be delicate, and they can have certain good looks to them, but I don't put them at the top of as far as the most attractive sign. The next sign I'm going to talk about is going to be Scorpio. Now Scorpio, like Aries, has Mars. Mars is a co-ruler of Scorpio, and it's co-ruled by Pluto as well. Now Scorpio people can give off a sexy vibe because of that Mars influence. With Pluto there, they can be very mysterious, and something about that can captivate others and have that sex appeal about them. Do I think it's the most beautiful sign? No, but they can be very sexy, and they can be very they can entrance others with their look, because they have this penetrating gaze, a lot of them, and have this something about their eyes are very staring, and they have a magnetic quality about them that can make them attractive. Now the next sign I'm going to talk about is Sagittarius. Now Sagittarius, with their exuberant and expansive nature alone, can keep them youthful, and maybe they could age in some cases maybe more gracefully than the average sign. Now Sagittarius is often about athletics, sports, and they can often have that they have this ability or this affinity for staying in shape, for exercising, and thus can have an attractive look to them to a lot of people. Could be the most athletic sign. As far as the face, the features, I'd say Sagittarius would be like at least adequate on average in terms of appearance, but I don't think it's the most attractive sign. Now, the next sign I'm going to talk about is Capricorn. Now, Capricorn can arguably be the most photogenic of signs. They can have very good bone structure. The face, often Capricorns can have the high cheekbone look and the angular look to them that gives off perhaps a certain attractiveness. They could be very easy as far as photogenic, like I stated before. As far as photography goes, they can do as far as like modeling. This could be one of the best signs for that in terms of their ability to be captured in photographs, but I don't quite put them at number one. Now the next sign we'll talk about is Aquarius. Now Aquarius, as a lot of you know, can be very different, and I think some of them may have like kind of a different, eclectic or unique look to them. If you look at, I'm not sure of her exact title. I think she's like a singer. Her name is Nicki Minaj. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but she has Aquarius rising, and she has a very different, unique look to her, almost exotic. And Aquarians can have that attractiveness because of that, because they're just something that's maybe a little bit different about them, very unique. The personality of Aquarius is often eccentric, and I think the appearance can be somewhat different. They like to often dress in basically wearing what they feel like wearing. Aquarius could have a good appearance. Being an air sign, the features can be at least fairly even, but I don't put them at the top of the heap. Now the next sign I'm going to talk about is Pisces. Now Pisces, being a water sign, can have very full eyes, and can have an attractive appearance, but because Pisces can often be heavy in terms of their build, I think this kind of offsets it a little bit. And even though the face of Pisces can often be good looking, can often have an attractiveness to them, sometimes in Pisces, especially with Pisces rising, they can have a similar build with Cancer, kind of a roundish visage or appearance, and I think this can offset this in a number of cases. So I'm gonna get right now to the sign I haven't mentioned yet, which I deliberately skipped because I wanted to save the best for last. I believe Libra is the most attractive sign of the zodiac. I think they epitomize beauty. It is ruled by Venus like Taurus, but with Libra, the build on average tends to be leaner, thinner, but strong limbs. They have Libras often have even features, symmetrical face, and I think they're, as far as they're the quintessential sign in terms of beauty. I think they truly epitomize this, and you look at a number of people with Libra in their charts prominently have strong attractiveness. You look at Crystal Gayle, country singer, has Libra rising. Linda Carter, who played Wonder Woman on the TV series, I don't know how many of you out there remember that. It was on from like 1975 to 1980. She has Libra rising. So there's Libra is the sign, it really, I mean, in my mind, the sign of beauty, and that is the sign, I believe, that is the most attractive and beautiful of the 12 zodiac signs. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the most attractive zodiac sign, and stay tuned next time where I'll be continuing my Chiron aspect segments, I should say. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because a person astrologically is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.